you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love.
Alright guys, it's finally the day.
The eye doctor today.
Oh, it's bright. Finally the day that we will get answers about what is going on with London's eye situation. After about a year, give or take, since the problem started, we finally have an appointment with an ophthalmologist today to figure it out and so figure out what it is and how to fix it. I've been very impatiently waiting for this appointment. So, backstory for those that don't know, or just to recap. Sometime either early last year or very late in 2022, London came back from my mom's house and would cross her eyes. And she was like, look, Jackson taught me how to cross my eyes. Jackson is my little brother. It's like, Jackson taught me how to cross my eyes. And she would cross both of her eyes, you know, like that trick where they're like, oh, look at your nose, cross your eyes. Like, she would do that. And it just seemed like a little trick she was doing. And then as time went on, it seemed like she was doing it more and more, to the point where I was like, okay, is she doing this on purpose? Or is it like she can't help it? And it started to just be like more so one eye. And for a while I went back and forth, like, is she doing this on purpose? Because she would act as if she wanted our attention, and like if we looked at her and like mentioned it, she would like giggle it off or something. And it didn't seem like that bad, or I didn't notice it like 24/7. So for a while I was like, she's got to be doing this on purpose. And then I went in May of last year, I gave in and was like, I'm just gonna go get this checked just to be sure, because this has been happening way too often and I don't think that it is on purpose anymore. So I took her to the pediatrician, and on that day they got us in with a certain nurse practitioner, and I explained to her what was going on. Like, she learned how to cross her eyes. She would do it here and there, just for funsies, and then all of a sudden it seems like she's doing it more and more, and we can't tell if it's on purpose anymore. So the doctor's office, the pediatrician has this little like eye camera thing that they take a picture of the kids' eyes with, and then it tells them, like, I'm assuming it tells them their eyesight. I don't know. I literally have no idea how that machine works. All I know is they take a picture of it and then they go, yeah, their eyes are fine. I went there, they did the picture, I talked to the doctor. She said, you know, the test came back fine from the little camera thing, and it's probably just behavioral. And that was that. So I was like, okay, whatever, and went back home, and more months went by, and it just kept seeming to become more and more persistent, and just like it got worse and worse. More people began to notice it. It was being pointed out more and more, and it seemed more, I don't know how I want to word this, like, I don't know that subconscious is the right word, but it's like you could tell that she wasn't thinking about it, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't like she was thinking about crossing her eyes and then was crossing her eyes wanting attention for it. It was more so she didn't necessarily realize she was doing it. Like, she would be doing other things and it would just be happening. And at some point it basically turned into like constant. I still wouldn't say that it is 100% constantly turned inwards. Sometimes I can look at her and it looks like her eyes are both straight and normal, but it's rare. Majority of the time, one of her eyes looks extremely turned in. I can't remember. I think it's her left eye. London, look at me. Yeah, I think it's her left eye. But sometimes even her right eye looks a little wonky. It just depends on how she looks. It depends on like how far away she is, what she's looking at, which direction she's looking. Like, sometimes it looks fine and sometimes it looks worse. But I took Jason for one of his well check appointments in September. This past September, I took him in for his 9-month appointment, and the pediatrician came in, was doing all of his checkup stuff, you know, listening to his heart and checking his ears and everything and talking about his development. And London was sitting in one of the chairs in the room with me on the phone while the doctor was examining Jace, and the doctor left the room to put in a referral for Jace to see a urologist. And she comes back in the room and she goes, I got a question about London. And I looked at her and I said, it's the eye, isn't it? And she was like, yeah, what's going on with that? And I kind of explained it to her, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna put in a referral for ophthalmology because that's it's definitely turned inwards and doesn't look right. And I told her, I was like, I came and had her seen months ago because I was concerned about it, and they told me it's just behavioral and wrote it off. And she was like, yeah, I really don't think I don't think it's behavioral. She was kind of like, I could see on her face that she's like, why the hell would somebody tell you that? But she put in the referral. So she referred London to an ophthalmologist in September of last year. And I don't know what it is about this random ass ophthalmologist that makes them so busy, because every interaction I have had with them so far has just been like, holy cow, they are busy. So she put the referral in September, and I did not hear back from the referral for a month. They called me the evening of Halloween. Like, literally, I had pulled up to the neighborhood. We were about to get out of the car to go trick-or-treating, and I get a call from the ophthalmologist saying, I'm calling to get you scheduled. This is the soonest we have, and I can put you on a cancellation list, and you could grab one of those appointments and be seen sooner, basically. So she ended up saying that the soonest appointment she had was February. I couldn't remember exactly then what she had said because I didn't write it down because it was so far away. And I had assumed that I would get a cancellation call at some point in that time period because that's freaking over 4 months, actually. So I was like, it's over 4 months away. Like, I'll definitely get a cancellation call. So there's no point in me writing this appointment down. But that wasn't the case, obviously. So she didn't have an appointment until February 13th. But said, I'm gonna put you on a cancellation list and we'll give you a call and you could get one of those appointments if that happened. Never got the call. A couple weeks ago, I had to call and be like, okay, I need to confirm when her appointment is because I didn't write it down. And literally just me calling them to ask when her appointment was took almost it took like 30 plus minutes, and I had to wait behind 10 other callers. I'm like, why is this ophthalmologist so busy that they couldn't call to get me scheduled after my referral for a month? They couldn't get me scheduled for 4 months out. I never got a cancellation call, and it takes this long, and I have to wait this many people in line just to call and ask one simple question. Like, why are they so busy? Okay, now I'm gonna be stuck behind the bus. But the day has finally come for this appointment. And at London's 5-year checkup, when I was talking with the pediatrician about it, she asked, like she was checking up on the referral and asked when her appointment was and things like that, and if I felt like it got worse. And she told me, like, you know, if it ever gets like completely stuck, to tell her. And also she like was talking about it, and she was like, okay, well, does she happen to have any headaches or vomiting? And I was like, well, she did start complaining about headaches here and there a few months ago. I don't necessarily know if it's related. I don't know what she thinks a headache is. Like, I don't know anything. All I know is a few months ago she started complaining that she has a headache, like, I don't know, once or twice a week, give or take. And the pediatrician was like, I mean, it could be nothing, like it could be unrelated, but if she's somewhat complaining about headaches and she's having this inward eye randomly, like, she kind of mentioned that she might need to have an MRI done just to make sure there's not any other sort of underlying cause. And, like, you know, she's like, if her headaches get worse or if she starts vomiting, that I should have her seen like immediately. But she did mention the possibility of an MRI, but I didn't know, like, if she's telling me that she wants the MRI or if she wants to wait and see what the ophthalmologist says before ordering an MRI for her. But she was like, I'm gonna try and call the ophthalmologist and see what I can get them to do or say. And then I got a call a few weeks after, I don't even know, I got a call after that appointment, and it was a nurse going, hey, the doctor called the ophthalmologist, she's just waiting on a call back, we'll let you know what they say. And then they didn't call me back. And then, like, almost 2 weeks later, I get another call, and it's again, hey, the doctor called the ophthalmologist again, left a message, she's waiting to hear back, we'll tell you what they say. And I still never heard anything back. Like, that goes back to this ophthalmologist being so freaking busy that a pediatrician calls them 2 times and can't even get an answer or a call back. It seems insane to me. Like, why is this random ophthalmologist so busy? But hopefully I will get all my answers today, and we will get a treatment plan today and get on the road to fixing this. About a year ago, one of her eyes started to turn inwards.
Which one?
I think it's her left eye, but sometimes her right eye looks a little wonky too.
See?
Too small. Put these glasses on. What do you see?
There?
Right here.
I don't know if they're cold.
Does it look like something? Does it look like an insect?
What does it look like? You don't have to be right. What do you think it looks like?
Not insect.
Does any one of these animals look a little different? Is it coming out the book?
29, 74.
Okay, switch eyes.
85. 29, 74.
They're cold, okay? Alright, good job.
Don't rub it.
Okay, now just wait.
Do your eyes feel okay?
We just need to see. She didn't see as well out of that left eye. So sometimes that means the vision's not developing, and it could be because it's more out of focus or because it's out of alignment, so we're going to look at all of that. Is there anybody else in the family that has a problem with their eye alignment?
My little brother had like a lazy eye, and he had to wear patches for when he was a toddler.
Okay.
And my maternal grandfather apparently also had a lazy eye, and I believe he actually had surgery to repair his, but it didn't work very well.
Okay.
C
Okay.
B
Good.
Z-O-N.
Your head straight.
Can you do the next line?
G-A-H-C-L.
See. If I can hand you, can you take your hand and hold it right like that for me? All right, good job. And then look at my nose. Tell me if you see one finger or two fingers.
Two.
And this is just looking. Good. Come on forward for me. That looks wonderful. Wonderful. All right, you can sit back.
Okay, so about an hour and a half later, we're done with that. They did a whole bunch of tests, different, I don't even know what none of that is. They did a bunch of tests, they dilated her eyes, did a bunch of more tests. The doctor looked at her eyes and just, I don't know, all the stuff that ophthalmologists do, they did it all. And basically what it came down to, I don't know, like, it's confusing, it doesn't make sense to me. He mentioned something about farsightedness, like I guess she's kind of farsighted, or I don't know if he was saying that she is farsighted or she is nearsighted, but he just kept talking about farsighted. But basically he's saying that her right eye is fine, her right eye sees fine, her left eye does seem to be falling behind, the vision isn't great, and it's, you know, turning in. And because her right eye is fine, she's using her right eye to see, which is just causing her left eye to get worse because she's not using it. And he explained that, like, in children, when this kind of thing happens, he says if you're an adult and your eye starts to turn in like that, that you would see double, but because she's a child and she's still, like, developing those connections and everything, basically instead of her, like, seeing double, her brain would basically rewire itself to just not use that eye at all. Like, it would just learn to stick with the right eye, and it just blocks out the left eye completely. So it's like she can't use her left eye, and all of it is going on her right eye, which, if it works for her, I mean, it works for her, but the problem with that is later down the line, if there's ever a possibility that something happens to her right eye, she would be screwed because her left eye was already bad because it went untreated. Like, if it continues to go untreated, her left eyesight is just gonna get worse and worse and worse. So even though she can see because of her right eye, we don't want to keep it that way. It's better to fix the left eye so that in the future, if anything were to happen to her right eye, she would have the left eye and it would work and it would be okay. He said that we're gonna start with glasses. I'm guessing it's a prescription that's gonna help straighten her eye and help her see out of her left eye. And then he said to schedule a follow-up in about 3 months. So I'm gonna bring her back in 3 months and we're gonna see, like, if the glasses are helping, and if the glasses don't seem to be doing what they want, then he said the next step would be patches, but I guess like they want to try the glasses first because it helps them not be as irritated. Christopher's calling me. Hello?
Yeah.
I mean, overall, he's saying that she's gonna have to be wearing glasses now.
Glasses?
Yeah, she has to wear glasses, and then we have to come back in 3 months, and if that hasn't helped, then he would start her on eye patches too. Or just eye, I don't know if he would do both.
Glasses gonna help. It's like that one eye can't see or something?
Yeah, apparently. He said that her right eye is fine, and because of that, she can still see, so she doesn't, like, she's learning to ignore her left eye, like she can't see as well, so she just depends on her right eye, and it's causing her left eye to get weaker. And because she's so young and is still developing like all of her nerves and shit, if she were to continue doing that, like her brain would literally just block out her left eye completely.
Huh. Would have been nice to get this shit fixed up and way faster.
Yeah. But, I mean, they did a shit ton of, like, they had her read the letters a million times and, like, look at all this different shit, and he looked at her eyes with, like, 4 different machines, and, like, I don't know, they did a shit ton of stuff with it. But he kept mentioning farsightedness, like, it has something to do with her being farsighted is why it's happening.
I mean, she can't see close, but she can see far.
I mean, I guess, but I don't...
Or she can see far, but not close. I'm nearsighted, so yeah, that's the opposite.
Okay, I don't know where exactly I was when Christopher called me. They gave me her prescription. I don't understand how to read it. I don't know the difference between, like, the sphere and the cylinder aspect. And, like, the axis. Like, I don't know what any of this shit means. But... long story short, I think she might be farsighted at some point, in some way. Her left eye is weak, and her brain is gonna block it out if we don't fix it. So she has to get glasses that are gonna help strengthen her left eye. When we go back in 3 months, they're gonna see how that goes. If the glasses aren't working well enough, then she'd have to try out using the patches. So now I have to figure out, because the place that we were just at, they said that they don't accept her insurance for the actual glasses. So I have to figure out, like, what glasses place, I don't know, I can go to that would accept her insurance, or find whatever's gonna be cheapest if I'm gonna be paying for this out of pocket. But also the problem with paying for it out of pocket, the problem, okay, not the problem with paying for it out of pocket. Paying for it out of pocket would be, oh yeah, you're so cool. Paying for it out of pocket would be easier online because I could find like the cheapest option online. But the issue with that is she's never worn glasses before, so she needs to be fitted for glasses. Like the way that the doctor was explaining, she's never had to wear glasses before. So to go from never wearing glasses to having to wear glasses all day long, if the glasses don't fit her right, and if they're uncomfortable, she's not going to want to wear them. So we need them to fit her properly and be comfortable so that she can wear them all day long. But I'm not gonna be able to get proper measurements and like try different styles and fits online. I forgot to mention, we went to my mom's house yesterday so that I could drop Ashlyn off so that she could stay there, so that I could just have just London and Jace for this appointment, because it would have sucked with Ashlyn too, especially because we were in there for so long. That would have been hell with Ashlyn. Jace was like sleepy because he had woken up, and I thought he would just sleep through it. I thought he would go back to sleep and sleep through it, but he was being a little nosy boy. So he was awake in the carrier, but he was fine. Like, he was calm, he was still sleepy. Like, I'm pretty sure he like immediately passed back out in the car. So he was fine. It's just his head was in the way, so it's hard for me to fill out a bunch of paperwork when his head's in the way and he's like looking every which way. But with Ashlyn, she would have been insane. Even London was very antsy that whole time. And I promised London that if she was good, I would get her a milkshake from Sonic. And I'm starving, so I need something. I'm probably gonna get mozzarella sticks because I love mozzarella sticks, and Sonic is the only fast food place that has good ones. They had to give her special like little flimsy sunglasses to wear out so that her eyes don't get hurt from the sunlight and stuff. Once again, I am not familiar with this stuff. Like, I've never had to do this kind of thing. Could I get a large mozzarella stick, a large sweet tea, a small Oreo shake, and a small mozzarella stick?
Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love.